I have two daughters, one that's 18 and one that's 20. And I'm always like, I don't want them to ever bring home a guy that I'm intimidated by. I want to make sure I can, hold down the fort if I need to. My name's Dan Kosick. I started my Synergy journey back in 2016, so that's got to be about 9 years now. I didn't think personal training was something that was going to be personally for me because I had been working out for about 20 plus years by myself, and I decided to try it out, and I was hooked on the first day. The thing is I just realized the older I get, you either use it or lose it. As I'm aging, I feel like I want to continue to do my journey, because if I don't, it's not like I'm gonna oh, I'll do that 10 years from now. It's like I'm gonna do it now. And the funny thing is the more I do, the more confidence and the more desire I have to continue to do more. So it's like a steamroll sort of effect of just getting going, and then once you get going, it just keeps coming and coming and coming. So when I was 15, I was diagnosed with a malignant cancer in my leg. So I had to have my right leg amputated above the knee and go through 6 months of precautionary chemotherapy. The amputation was difficult, but honestly, the chemotherapy was probably more of a challenge. I went from an average 150-pound young man to less than 100 pounds in a few months. But the good thing is I got to be able to recreate my story from scratch. And as a result, I found ski racing, and which led to 2 Paralympics in 1998 and 2002. And then, just continuing on with coaching ski racing at that time. I speak to different groups of people, sometimes large, as big as 500 people, and sometimes as small as a half a dozen people. And eventually my presentation, I titled it "Obstacles Are Opportunities." And because I realized that every challenge in life opens up doors, and it creates more confidence in who you are, even with failure. It might be a difficult moment or challenge, but every time you face that challenge or obstacle, you build strength, and you build the confidence and courage to keep moving on and going on to something more. The start is always the hardest, putting on the sneakers is always the hardest part of the run, or just showing up, through the front door is usually the hardest thing. So I think discipline is more important than motivation. And once you realize that, it becomes one of those things I know this, I got this, I felt this before, but always those first moments are the most difficult moments. Well, I think one of the best things about Synergy is I can show up without having to think about what I want to do for that day for training or fitness. Sometimes we get mentally weak, and we know today I really don't want to push it so hard or whatever, but when you have someone there that holds you accountable and sort of helps you through a workout, you don't really question yourself anymore. You just show up and I just do what I'm told. The great thing is you get to know the people in the gym. You sort of start to realize the same people show up on the same days at the same times, and then you sort of have this family community thing going on where who's going to be there at those times. And so it's a part of my identity. It's become who I am. It becomes I think what our kids are now learning to do as they grow into adulthood also is you don't have to try this new thing. It's just what we do as a family. It's just a part of life,